Library of Heaven's Path. Chapter 16, Cleansing Muscles and Bones. Let me give it a try. After obtaining a cultivation technique without any flaws, Zhang Xuan didn't hesitate to follow the method recorded in the Heaven's Path Divine Art and starts to meditate. The pores on his body widened as he absorbed spirit energy from the air into his body. Fighter 4 Dan. 1 Dan Juxai, 2 Dan Danshan, 3 Dan Genkai, 4 Dan Pigo. Juxai realm, cultivators would learn innate breathing and sensing of spirit in the air. Also, they would gain the ability to look into their body and control the flow of spirit energy in their body with their mind. Danshan realm, the opening up of a cultivator's danshan to allow it to hold spirit energy as well as to reform his body, turning a normal human into a true fighter. Genkai realm, the gathering of the spirit energy in the danshan to create Genkai. Pigo realm, the Genkai-filled danshan would overflow and enrich one's body, causing the cultivator's physical body to become powerful. The capabilities of their organs would also be strengthened, thus turning them into true experts. The first 3 dans of a fighter were the building of foundations. Only at the 4th dan did the result of one's cultivation truly reflected on one's body, causing one to stray away from illnesses and become stronger. The cultivation method of Hongtian 9 Dan manual was to make use of the Genkai overflowing from the danshan to nourish one's body, thus reforming and tempering one's bones, muscles, tendons and skin. However, the Heaven's Path Divine Art was different. It used the spirit energy from the surrounding to nourish one's body while having the Genkai in one's body overflow to the other parts of the body at the same time. Gugu gugu. The stream of spirit energy flowed through his veins towards his entire body. The Genkai would mend and fill up the incomplete parts as it flowed through his veins. Gazi. Gazi. It didn't take long for the infusion of both spirit energy and Genkai to strengthen his bones and muscles. It felt as though it had been tempered with concentrated fire as it turned clear, emitting a warm glow. Boom. After the Genkai circulated around his body for an unknown number of times, his body suddenly jolted and he felt as though he had broken through a certain bottleneck. A surge of relaxation gushed through his body. Previously, his body felt as though it had been bound by some shackles, but now, his entire body felt light and he had perfect control over every single motion of his. It felt as though he had broken through his cocoon to be reborn as a butterfly. Fighter 4 Dan Pigo realm. I have finished cultivating in this realm. Opening his eyes, Zhang Xuan was still in a state of disbelief. The sign of breaking through the Pigo realm was the destruction of the shackles of one's body, allowing one to ascend into greater heights. How long had he been training? 2 hours? 4 hours? Pungent. Curious, he looked at his body and realized that there was a layer of filth on the surface of his skin. Pigo realm was the nourishment of one's body using Genkai, expelling the impurities within one's body and cleansing one's muscles and bones, thus reforming their body. From birth, humans would ingest all kinds of food for survival. As a result, they would accumulate more and more impurities in their body. In the Pigo realm, through the nourishment of Genkai, one cleansed their body of impurities and only then were they able to break through the shackles of their body and return back to nature. I have long heard of the Pigo realm, but I have never seen anyone who can expel so much impurities. Smelling the pungent smell from his body, Zhang Xuan couldn't take it anymore. He grabbed a pail and cleaned himself while muttering under his breath. Fighter 4 Dan Pigo realm was the cleansing of one's muscles and bones. It was already not bad for one to strengthen their body just by a small bit in one sitting. He had never heard of a person expelling so much impurities that their entire body would stink from it. Very quickly, he finished cleaning himself. At this moment, Zhang Xuan suddenly realized that his body was as clear as a jade and as smooth as a mirror. All of the scars which he accumulated from his previous training sessions have disappeared without a trace. Right now, he was just like a newborn infant, perhaps even smoother than a newborn infant. My Genkai. Surprised by the changes in his body, his attention turned to his dantian. His entire body trembled. The murky genkai that was in his dantian previously had turned to become as clear and water, and it was emitting refreshing fragrance. Without a doubt, it was definitely superior genkai. Not only is my body enhanced, even the quality of my genkai has improved. This Heaven's Path divine art is too powerful. Zhang Xuan was taken aback. To break through Piga realm, others have to continually nourish their body for at least a few years. However, he took less than 4 hours to break through the realm directly. Not only so, the quality of his genkai had also been refined. Exactly what kind of secret manual had the Library of Heaven's Path created? This was way too powerful. Let me test my strength. Upon breaking through Piga realm, one would reach Fighter 5 Dan Dingli. The moment a cultivator steps into this realm, they will possess 1 ding of strength. He walked over to the strength measuring rock pillar, which was just a few dozen meters away from the dormitory. This kind of strength measuring rock pillar could be found around the academy so as to allow the students to measure their strength anytime and anywhere. Upon reaching Fighter 5 Dan Dingli, one would possess 1 ding of strength, which was around 1,000 kilograms. This kind of strength already exceeded the limits of an ordinary human and was on par with horses and bulls. After practicing the Heaven's Path divine art, Zhang Xuan's body had been reformed and he had broken through the Piga realm. This was an opportunity for him to test how much strength the possessed. Would it be like in the rumors, that he would possess 1 ding of strength? Gathering and controlling his breath, the sole of the feet clutched onto the ground. Suddenly, his knees sprang forth and his entire body immediately took on the shape of a giant bow while his arm burst forth from him like an arrow. Peng! His fist struck on the stone pillar and a glint of light flowed on it. 5 ding. A number appeared on it. How is this possible? Zhang Xuan narrowed his eyes and a dumbfounded look covered his entire face. Is this for real? For a normal Dingli primary stage, one would possess 1 ding of strength. In the intermediate stage, one would possess 2 ding of strength. In the advanced stage, 3 ding of strength, and in the pinnacle, 4 ding of strength. Yet, despite barely breaking through the Piga realm to Dingli realm, he actually possessed 5 ding of strength. What was going on? Wasn't this too exaggerated? It must be due to the nourishment of my body by the Heaven's Path divine art and the superior genkai in my body. After a short moment, Zhang Xuan recovered from the shock and infers. He was very clear that he wasn't a genius. The only explanation for it was the Heaven's Path divine art which he had just cultivated with. Not only did this cultivation technique tempered and reformed his physical body, and cleansed his genkai, raising it to superior quality, it also increased his strength significantly, thus granting him the strength beyond that of Dingli pinnacle expert despite just reaching the Dingli realm. Fearsome. There are only a few esteemed teacher in the academy who reached Fighter 5 Dan. In the academy, only some of the higher level teachers possess the strength of a Fighter 5 Dan Dingli realm. People like Cao Xiong and him could never hope to reach such heights. Now that I have reached this level, I should go and look for the cultivation technique for 5 Dan. While his strength soared rapidly, a problem arose. The multitude of 4 Dan cultivation techniques that he flipped through in the teacher compendium pavilion previously were useless now. If he wanted to continue cultivating, he had to look for 5 Dan cultivation techniques. Right now, it isn't too late. The teacher compendium pavilion shouldn't be closed yet. Scratching his head, Zhang Xuan walked over the compendium pavilion once more. In order to prevent people from getting greedy and hasty in their training, the academy imposed a rule that one could only view cultivation techniques that corresponded to the level of their cultivation. It didn't take long for Zhang Xuan to arrive at the compendium pavilion once more. Why are you here again? Seeing that it's the same guy from a moment ago, the custodian, Elder Mo, frowned. This impractical fellow just left the pavilion not long ago. Why was he back again? Elder Mo, I would like to view the cultivation technique for 5 dan. Zhang Xuan was a little awkward. He couldn't possibly say that he broke through after leaving for just a short moment. If he were to say that, the other fellow would either kill him or kidnap him to examine him like a lab rat. There wasn't much of a change in Genkai between Piga realm and Dingli realm. As long he didn't manipulate his Genkai, it was difficult for even experts to tell the difference. Elder Mo might be strong, but it was inconceivable to him that this youth might have broken to greater heights in the short moment he was gone. 5 dan cultivation technique. What do you want it for? Elder Mo's face darkened. His final sliver of appreciation towards his fellow disappeared. He didn't copy any notes on the 4 dan cultivation technique and didn't try to cultivate it. Yet, he was back now to look at the 5 dan? What kind of joke was this? Elder Mo, it is like this. Today, I accepted a student and his parent asked me some questions about 5 dan cultivation. I was unable to answer it, causing him to look down on me. Thus, I would like to take a look and derive an answer to it. This way, I would be able to deal with these questions in the future. Zhang Xuan had already thought of an excuse beforehand. Some parents are indeed troublesome to deal with. Hearing this explanation, Elder Mo nodded his head. With a solemn expression, he said, "You can take a look, but do not cultivate them by any means. If you try to cultivate 5 dan without even breaking through 4 dan, even deities would be unable to save you when you go berserk." "Yes, I understand that," Zhang Xuan hurriedly replied. "All right, enter." Elder Mo waved his hand and closed his eyes. The 5 dan cultivation technique are on the very last row. Yes. Zhang Xuan hurriedly entered. Hypocritical. Vain. After entering, Elder Mo added 2 more words to his evaluation of Zhang Xuan.